I came across an interesting company the other day. One of our customers asked us to quote on products from Monitors Anywhere. And what they wanted to do was to mirror the display on a PC, which was in their production area, onto monitors elsewhere in the company. But I found they do a couple of other products. For example, you can make video walls, and they show an example of 4 monitors, could be TVs or monitors, with USB to HDMI converters all attached to a single PC. And another interesting product, Online Monitors Anywhere, lets people set up displays and have them seen anywhere, obviously pretty static. Couldn't go 4K over the internet. So our previous choices for connecting HDMI were limited, bulky, like standard HDMI cable, or HDMI repeaters, or more recently HDMI over Cat5 or 6. Although it uses the network or the structured cabling system, obviously it's not in the LAN, so people can make mistakes with it, disconnect things. What the hell is this doing here? Sort of problem. But now we have an alternative called HDMI over IP, and we've got HDMI over IP0 clients, which I'll talk more about. Starts off as an agent which runs on a PC connected to our LAN, and then multiple HDMI over IP0 clients then with their own connected monitors can show it in different areas. So it could be a monitor in the lunchroom, one in the manager's office. Obviously, it's all dependent on the speed of the network, and I cover that off later on. So a little bit more on the Centerm C75 HDMI over IP0 client. You see we've got the network interface, the HDMI interface, could be VGA, but why would you bother? And obviously to that you connect either monitors or TVs, depending on the size you want and whether you want them on 24/7 or whatever. There's also in these some USB ports, so I believe it could be used for making a video wall, but obviously as a zero client, not much power, processing power or graphics power. I'd imagine it would have to be a fairly static display for that to work. So talking a little bit more about setting up a video wall, like a USB video wall, basically you connect it using HDMI or USB to HDMI converters. They're about $60, $75 each, connected to a PC with multiple USB 2 or USB 3 ports, running the Monitors Anywhere software. And then the displays will identify themselves, and you choose the order so that it matches what's on the display. And then you have, for example, 4 monitors which all look to Windows as if it's one monitor. So it takes care of everything. So this is the effect you end up with, 4 monitors looking like one. It actually even takes care of the borders so that you actually get proper motion on the screen when you're showing a video. So some of the requirements for the video walls, obviously it's getting to a point where you need fairly powerful machines, i7s, i5s, and some of these, when you get up in the speed of what you're displaying, 4K, 1080p, you need additional video cards. So for these static slides or web browsers, obviously things like a NUC would be fine. NUC generally has about 4 USB 2 or 3 outputs, but when you're getting into the 4K video walls, obviously you'd need to have a PC with a better video card. Talk a little bit about the network speeds. Obviously, when you're getting the 4K videos, you're up around quite reasonable rates. Obviously, you need a good network to make that work. Obviously, they recommend gig gig networks. You have to be VLAN with no other traffic on that network to get that sort of speed. And lastly, online monitors anywhere. For static displays, hosted digital signage service. These are fairly popular, a lot of people doing them. I need to investigate the costs of that a little further, but I suspect it would be relatively inexpensive compared to some of the other ones that are out there. Thank you.